Hey, what's up, guys? James from Junkyard Fox. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we have a very special guest, my buddy JD Grayman here. Now, in case you don't follow JD Grayman on YouTube and on Instagram, I highly suggest you do so. He's very big on preparedness, everyday carry, survival skills. He also happens to be a massive Boba Fett fanatic, such as myself. So he's a good buddy of mine. Now, recently, he has undertaken this epic road trip, Jack Kerouac style road trip from California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, all the way up to Massachusetts, and now he's on his way back. So it's interesting to see what he's going to be carrying, his setup, his system, because, you know, different places have the laws fluctuate and what they allow you to carry and not. And he's also big into being, what like his name implies, a gray man. So he's far more subtle about what he carries than someone like me. So it's going to be interesting to see his system. So thank you for joining us. Let's get started.
Hi, good to meet you. Thank you for having me on the Junkyard Fox channel. This has been a fantastic journey that I've been on, as James had explained earlier. Right now I'm traveling around the country. I have logged about 7,500 miles since the end of January, so just over 2 months. And I've been just living in my truck and cruising around, visiting friends and family, and luckily I have the money and the time to do so. So it's been really therapeutic for me, and it's something I think everyone should do. Just if you have the chance, just cruise around, check out different states. There's a lot of states that I hadn't ever been to, and each state has its own particular culture and whatnot, and it's just really fun to get out and explore. You know, get out of your home state and what you're used to, and see different people. So it's been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I'm kind of sad that it's ending, but let's get down to brass tacks here. You guys want to see what I'm carrying on me. As James said, I'm kind of a gray man, even though the beard says otherwise, but it's faster to lose it than to grow it. So that's one thing that, you know, I have going for me. But yeah, I carry a lot of gear on me, but you wouldn't really notice it. It's very, very plain looking, and I like to hide a lot of stuff in my system that I have. So first off, we're going to start top down, go with my hat. Now this is the Wazoo Survival Gear Cash Cap. This is the plain gray version. It doesn't have a Velcro patch where you can put like morale patches and stuff on there. Very, very basic. It just looks like a regular ball cap, but I keep a lot of stuff in here. Actually, I'm kind of low right now. I usually keep more, and it's a little bit of sun damage. It has some sweat damage just because I shave my head and it just soaks up sweat like crazy. But let's get into it. So first thing on the outside, I have a little compass on the back, and I have a gear tie right here, which actually has a ceramic knife inside between the two straps. I'm not going to pull it out right now, but it's just a little way to have a scraper just in case you need a scraper, or just a very last minute ditch knife of some sort of blade. And then in the bill, we have a bunch of other stuff. Here I have a pen, in case you ever need a pen. It's always good to have one on you. This is a little fishing kit from Wazoo Survival Gear. I don't eat fish. I just have this in there to take up space at the moment. Some people do eat fish. I'm going to replace this with something else. I don't know what yet, but for now it's in there. And then I have a zip tie over here. So zip tie goes all the way around. And I have a mini chem light, kind of like one of those green glow sticks. And this one you can get at Walmart. They're, I think, 2 packs for like $3 or $4. They're a little expensive, but you know, they're little mini glow sticks like this, and they last about 72 hours. They last a long time. It's really trippy. And then I have a tiny ferro rod here, and I have a very small bobby pin as well. And underneath the bill, in this Velcro pouch, I have a bunch of fun stuff. So I have a little lockpick kit, some shims, other stuff to get into like combination locks. I have a secondary compass just in case, and I usually keep a thing of gum in here, but I don't have that at the moment. And here's one of those little razor scrapers. It's always good to have just something. They weigh nothing. It's made out of ceramic. You can scrape the ferro rod, or cut something that's super sharp. So that's what I have in the bill. And then we'll get into these pockets next.
And just a bit of a side note, this dude saved the day yesterday. We went out to eat some steaks, and when we got back, my front door was locked. We recently put new locks in my apartment complex. There was recently a break-in, and I forgot to take that door, the new key, and this guy just whips these things out from his hat, and within minutes we were able to get inside the front door. So that was really impressive. First time I've ever witnessed that in action. So that was really awesome.
Yeah, locks are sort of a false sense of security. Once you know how to bypass them and pick them, you can get into anywhere. Not that I'm saying do that, but if you need to, like in this case, I had permission. We weren't invading anyone's property. It's an important skill to have, and I can't tell you how many times I've saved my neck from having to pick locks in order to get into like houses and stuff, with permission, of course. Okay, so next up is going to be these 3 inside pockets. These are the hidden pockets that make this the Wazoo Survival Gear cash cap. You can store all sorts of stuff in here. In the front pocket here, I only have 1 item at the moment, which is this particular little lens. This goes to my flashlight, which I will talk to you about that in a little bit when we get there. And in this pocket over here on the side, I have some Tinder Quicks. You can see I've used this one. Put them in a little baggie. They take up no room. You can't really feel them on the side of your head. So perfect over there. And in this one, I have some water purification tablets. I have some oral rehydration tablets, stuff like that. I have Iosat in there just because I had those laying around. And basically same thing. You can put anything you want in here. This is just what I have. Adds a little protection to the side of your head as well. Gives you a little bit of a cushion in case you bump your head into something or whatnot. But that's what I have in my cap at the moment. I usually have some other stuff, but that's it for now. Okay, so next up, we're going down chin level. Underneath my beard at the moment, I have a Wazoo Survival Gear Viking Whetstone. I can use that to touch up my blades in the field. It's kind of like a little pendant, and I don't want to move it right now because there's a lot of wind going on at the moment, as you can see by my beard moving. But I wear that thing every day. I sleep with it on. It doesn't bug me, super comfortable, and just a good piece of gear to have in case you need to touch up your knife blades in the field. So moving on, we're going to go hands. I have my watch. This is a G-Shock. I can't remember the model number, but everyone should have a nice watch. This one is charged by the sun, so it has I think 24-month battery life without any sort of charge whatsoever, something like that. It's kind of ridiculous, but everyone should have a good watch because it's faster than looking at your phone. You can set timers, you can go different time zones, whatnot. So it's just really nice. And at night you just turn on the light. It doesn't draw a whole lot of attention. It doesn't blind you the way like looking at a phone would at night. So that's really nice. I like that. Then from there, we have this little thing that looks kind of like a wedding ring, and I've gone through a lot of security places with this, but this is actually a striking bezel for my flashlight, which I keep in my front left pocket. And this is the Through Night Black Scout Survival version 4. And if you leave that off, it won't poke you in the leg when you're driving or walking around. But I mean, that's a pretty heavy duty, that can be a pretty harsh weapon if you need it to be. Again, it's kind of a Grayman tactic, because no one is going to stop you for a flashlight. I've gotten this thing through all sorts of high security places, and this thing doesn't set off metal detectors either. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so continuing on with my front left pocket, I have a Leatherman Skeletool. I have multiple Leathermans, and I just never carry them. They're too big, too bulky, too heavy. And this one is perfect for me. It's nice, lightweight. It has all the tools that I need on a daily basis. It has a tertiary blade. It has, of course, the screwdrivers. You have your Phillips, and on this side you have the flathead that you can exchange out. It has pliers, and that's pretty much all I need. I've used this thing for years now, and it's still in good condition. And this is the EDC Specialties special one that I got from their box club, and I love it. It's perfect for me. I don't need a lot of stuff like a leather punch and those super tiny screwdrivers and just all that sort of thing. Like, this works for me, so perfect. And then my last item that I keep is just my pen. And this is 2 Zebra pens put together. This is the 402 and the 701, I believe. So it's kind of like a Frankenstein hybrid. Doesn't have any logos or anything on it, but it can be used as a tactical pen in a last-ditch effort. But it's just all metal, really nice. I like it. Uses Fisher Space Pen refills. So that's my pen. Boom. Okay, so next up I have my keys. And the main part of this is the Outdoor Element fire escape carabiner. It has a spark wheel on it, which is really cool. I've never seen that in a carabiner before. It also has an oxygen wrench. It has a 1/4-inch bit driver. It has a glass breaker, seatbelt cutter. You can also replace the flints for the spark wheel and just regular carabiner. And then from there I have an S-Biner from Night Eyes, which has some other stuff on it like a backup light, P51 can opener, the Enigma tab from the Rat Bastard. This has a 1/4-inch bit driver, has a bottle opener, can use it as a blade, and it has a glow stick that I glued in there from Tech Accessories. Usually it comes with a little screwdriver bit to go into the 1/4-inch bit driver. It has a Phillips on one side, flathead on the other, but I don't need that. I have my Leatherman. Then from there I have the key bar, mag nuts, and then just the keys for my truck. Okay, so next up, everyone's favorite, I have a knife. This is the DPX gear. This is the Hest F, and it has some interesting features on it for a pocket knife. It's ball bearings, but it has a 1/4-inch bit driver here, which I have a lanyard through, so it's useless to me at the moment, but I can use that as a bit driver if need be. It has a glass breaker, but the jimping on the back is also 3 different sizes of wire strippers. So that's pretty cool. I've never seen that inside a knife before. And then again, it has a wave mod that's also a bottle opener, and it's super smooth. I love this thing. It's kind of like a perfect carry knife for me. I've been rocking this thing for 2 months now. It hasn't left my pocket, and overall it's just a really nice knife. Okay, so next up, inside the watch pocket, not a coin pocket, watch pocket, I have my wallet, which is an Anti-Gear Co. wallet, and this is a modular wallet. This is only one section of it. There's multiple sections you can buy and add on and make the wallet customized however you want. It's a lot of elastic, which is really cool. I'm not going to show you what I have in here, a lot of personal information, but I do have a Fresnel lens in case I want to start a fire or whatnot. I can use the power of the sun. I don't have to use any resources whatsoever, so I just use that. Everyone should have that. It weighs nothing. Literally, it just fits in your pocket. So that is my wallet. Okay, so last 3 things in my pocket. I have a lighter, which I've customized. Everyone should have a lighter. I'm not going to go into what's on here because, you know, if you want to carry a lighter or not, that's up to you. This is just a mini Bic. So that's that. I have a challenge coin. Again, this is from EDC Specialties. This is the Hansen coin and the Cat coin. This is number 69 because giggity. And the most interesting thing that I think I carry is something called a finger cut kit. If you slice your finger, this is kind of like a finger tourniquet, and it has everything inside to sterilize it, to close it, and you can leave this on your finger for an hour. It stops the bleed immediately, gives you time to get to the hospital. It literally is built as you work your way through the package. You go through each piece that you need to go through the cycle to take care of your whatever wound you may have. We always deal with knives. Accidents happen, so this is great. Usually comes in a big plastic case. I don't like that. It takes up too much room, so I just put it in this really crappy bag, but it works for me. So there you go. So next item we're going to talk about is my belt. It is the Wazoo Survival Gear Cash Belt. I'm not going to take it off at the moment because it's holding up my pants and it's holding another item. It's basically like the cash cap where there's hidden pockets. The entire belt is basically one giant pocket, so you can stuff a lot of stuff in there. Like I have an extra set of disposable rubber gloves. I have zip ties. I have a 1 liter bag with water purification tablets in it. There's just a bunch of stuff you can do with this bag. You can put in like a small razor blade if you need to. It's really sturdy. It's made out of some sort of webbing. I'm not exactly sure if it's Denier like 500 webbing or whatnot, but it's pretty tough. You can turn it into a gun belt if you want. It'll hold up a holster. So it's pretty cool. The buckle itself has a built-in bottle opener, and underneath the flap that you open is like two little elastic bands, so you can put stuff underneath the buckle itself. And you can put, I think my buddy tested like 5 Grim cards from Grimm's workshop. So you can put a lot of stuff in there. If you think about what you need, you can do a lot with that little space. In mine, I have a signal mirror, just a small signal mirror, just in case something bad happens. I'm out in the desert or whatever on my way home and just something bad happens. So yeah, Wazoo Survival Gear makes a lot of cool products. And so for my last item is a knife that me and a couple buddies designed. I wear it scout style on the back of my belt. You can see it right here. It's not very big, so it doesn't draw a lot of attention. It's hidden underneath most shirts. A lot of people don't know I have it. So the holster is by Blue Collar Gear EDC, and this knife is called the Gannet. We named it after a seabird that has some very specific evolutionary adaptions, and this blade itself is made out of LC200N, which, if you know the metal, it's pretty much impervious to rust. Like, you can throw this in the ocean and not have to worry about it. So this would be good for fishermen and whatnot. The blade holds up really well, and you just don't have to ever worry about this thing. It's super easy to take care of. I use this all the time, and I mean, it's just a great little knife. Super ergonomic. You can use it for all sorts of stuff. It has a 90-degree spine, so you can strike a ferro rod. It's just great. Like, it's perfect, just the way we wanted to design it, and that's our knife. We may go into full production at some point, but at the moment there's only 4 of these out there, so it's pretty rare. So again, as you can see, this is my EDC. It may not work for you, but this is what I carry. You may carry things that I may not like, I may think is just utterly ridiculous, but that's your EDC. That works for you. Everyone's different, everyone adapts and has things that are personal to them, and they make things work for them. So there's no judgment on your part, there's no judgment on my part. EDC is great because everyone has different skill sets, different needs and wants. James, he lives in a desert. He has different needs than I do. Like, I can get away with a ball cap. He usually wears, as you can see, like a big large brimmed hat, you know, protects his neck from the sun, whatnot. If I was in the middle of like LA or something and I had a cowboy hat on, I would look really out of place. So I do what works for me. You can do what works for you. That's the great thing about this community. Like, I have a bunch of stuff in my truck, like a full-on toolkit. I have a backpack with a lot of stuff in it, and we're just not going to go into that because this is EDC everyday carry. I don't always carry my backpack, but I have it with me with supplemental items and stuff like that. So I hope you liked what I carried. Maybe you saw something that you would like for your own personal use. I'm sure James and I can come up with a list of where I got things from and stuff like that in case you're interested, and I hope you liked it. So I had a lot of fun. I'm having a great time out here in Texas with James, and yeah, so there you go.
Okay, so once again, the EDC breakdown of JD Grayman. As you can tell, he's far more Grayman than I am, and you really wouldn't notice. You would notice the beard. You know, he looks like he's, you know, practicing. Yeah, a new member of ZZ Top. But outside of that, it's very subtle, and I like that. And as I said earlier, yesterday, he managed to use his lockpick set to open the front door of my house. So that was really cool. I was really impressed by that. So I like his setup. It's different from ours, and I like to add variety and show different perspectives on this channel. So once again, big thank you to JD Grayman. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and comment down below in case you have any questions on the gear, and we'll be sure to go ahead and get back to you. And once again, big thank you to JD Grayman for being a guest on the channel and being a guest with me here for me here in Texas, having a good time. So thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next week with another video. Now go outside and get your boots dirty.